Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. How are you doing today? Can you guys believe it's Sunday again? I don't know where time is flying, but it's already the middle of August. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you how to create a beautiful statement on your front door for fall/Halloween with this beautiful fall swag DIY. I'm gonna give you step by step on how to create a gorgeous fall swag that is gonna carry you all the way through Halloween, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. And right now, I want to take a second, as every week, to thank this week's members. They are Deborah Bush, Jen McCormick, Patricia Reppin, Michelle Kunkel, and Pamela Bergerin. Yay! Thank you, ladies, so much for becoming the new members to this channel. And you can claim your badge right now, and also you can start enjoying the perks for members only. And if you want to become a member of this channel to support the channel, all you have to do is click the join button, and there's also going to be a link in the description box below. Remember, this has to be done through a computer because it's not set up for mobile, and you can also claim your badge and start enjoying the perks for members only. All right, you guys, well, now that we got all of that out of the way, I want to say that if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about all of the upcoming updates. Trust me when I tell you will not want to miss them. And also, don't forget to like this video and share with your friends so they know what we're doing here at Ramon at Home. It's now time to let you know what are the materials that we're going to use for this fabulous fall swag DIY. Let's watch. All right, everyone, so the materials we're going to need to create a beautiful Halloween fall swag is going to be, of course, one of these green pine teardrop swags, and I'm just gonna mention real quick, I'm gonna give it a light spray of black flat spray paint that you can find at any hardware store. I got mine at Walmart, actually. All right, so for the picks that I selected for show are going to be these beautiful purple leaves that have some sequins in them. I also show some of these gray and silver picks that also have some glitter. For the foliages, I'm gonna use some fall foliage and then some greenery foliage to kind of mix in with it, so it gives it a lot of texture. I'm gonna use a lot of ornaments in orange and then also in black. And I'm gonna use this as my focal point, this beautiful pumpkin. I just thought this was so beautiful. And then also this guy that is mechanic, and I'm super excited about him because he has a sensor right here. So that, I think that would be cute for when somebody comes into the door, we'll put him on top of the pumpkin. Now for my ribbons, I've selected this beautiful deco mesh ribbon that has all of the colors right here, the orange, the black, and the purple. I selected this beautiful, absolutely stunning D. Stevens ribbon that has a ticking black and white stripe. And I'm gonna combine that with a polka dot purple and then also an orange glitter because all of these colors are in our accent piece, which is going to be our owl. All right, so I'm gonna get this ready. I'm gonna go spraying this swag with a black spray paint, and I'll be right back to give you step number one. Keep watching. So now that you know all of the materials you're going to need for this beautiful fall swag DIY, it's time to get started. All right, so this is what the teardrop swag looks like after we have given it a coat of spray paint with a flat spray paint that you can get at any local hardware store. So I'm gonna put that away because I'm already done with it. And I wanna start with a deco material ribbon. This is basically a deco mesh roll that they have cut into a ribbon, and I love it because it's so convenient. So what we're going to do is we're gonna start with this material, and I'm gonna just cut in a little angle right here, and I'm gonna do what I always do. It's different to work with deco mesh ribbon than it is to work with the actual roll, but I figured that I can show you guys some techniques. As I told you in one of the lives, I took a class with a lady that all she does is deco material here in San Diego, and I saw it posted on Facebook, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go take a little class because up until this point, I didn't really like to work with deco material because I just thought it looked a little cheesy. But now that I've learned from her how to work with this material, I want everybody to know how to do it. So basically what we're going to do is we're gonna do a bow right here, and then we're gonna start doing loops, kind of like what we do with our ribbon, but I want them to be very tight because I just want them to cover some of this. So I'm gonna start right here on the outside, doing loops. You want to give them some give. Remember to always give it some give because it's what's going to give the deco material, some body, or actually any ribbon. You have to give it some give. So we're gonna create these loops right here. And as we tear down, as we taper down, you wanna make sure that those loops are a little bit smaller so they don't look as prominent as the ones up on the top. You know what I wanna get me? Like a, kind of like one of those paper napkin holders that have like a alabaster or some marble on the bottom so you can put your rolls of ribbon and you don't have to lose them. I think that'd be a cute idea. All right, so now I'm gonna cut right here on the bottom, and then I'm going to start back up, just making another bow with 2 loops. Now I forgot to mention that my tools are going to be, of course, my wire cutters for wire, my trusty scissors for ribbon, and then I have some hot glue sticks and my hot glue gun over here to get started with this beautiful fall swag DIY. And if you have not seen the last Halloween wreath that we did, you guys, you have got to go check it out. It was super cute. I really loved it. Okay, so I'm gonna go right here in the middle. I'm gonna wrap that wire into the bristle, and I'm gonna start doing the middle loops right here. As I was mentioning, I'm gonna put it right here on the screen right now, you guys. It was a witch-inspired cauldron with lots of beautiful ribbons, and then also ornaments in black and white and fuchsia, and it had some lime green, and it was just absolutely beautiful. I loved it. It was one of my favorite ribbons, one of my favorite wreaths that I have ever done. However, if this comes out the way I'm thinking, I think you're really going to like this one as well. All right, so I'm gonna cut right here. And as you guys can see, this is filling out really beautifully, and I just love the way this looks. Once again, this is a deco material ribbon. It's cut into the shape of a ribbon, and all you have to do is pinch and gather. Grab one of your wires, cut it in half. You don't need a lot of wires, so we're just gonna cut this guy in half. And then we're gonna tie with a wire right here because it really makes it easy to attach right here. So now I'm gonna go over to this side. I'm gonna right here, and see how this created a beautiful bow, and then it gave you the lead to start attaching all of these ribbons into your swag. So now we're gonna do the outer edge of it. Twist with your bristles. Once again, just give it a little bit of give. Twist with your bristles. Give it one more. You have to make sure that you really, there you go, fix it so you can do that loop really well. And as it tapers down, remember to do those loops a little bit smaller. Are you guys having a wonderful beginning of your fall season? I know it's only summer, but in the crafting world, we always work one season ahead. And so now right now we're full mood fall, and we're about to move on with Christmas here in about a month. And that's when things get really good here at Ramon at home. We're gonna be doing so many ideas, and I cannot wait for you guys to see. All right, so now that we're done with this right here, so basically this is what it looks like. I'm going to do one more bow just to fill in, because if you're doing a deco material, part of the gig is that it's pretty full. And so basically just we're gonna create one more bow. I'm gonna grab my little wire right here, pinch, and see, this saves you a lot of money because this ribbon is not very expensive, and you don't have to buy a whole roll of deco mesh. However, if you already have a roll of deco mesh, then go ahead and use it. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a few loops right here to continue, and just pinch right here. So this is what's going to look like so far, and the next step is going to be to attach a focal point. But before I do that, let me just do one more right here to finish this guy in a good note. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these fall DIYs. Be sure to give the videos a thumbs up, and then also to share with your friends. Let them know what we're doing here at Ramon at home for fall and for the holiday season. All right, so that's that for now. So I'm gonna bring the next items, and I'll be right back with you. Keep watching. All right, so the next step is going to be to add our characters, and I already went ahead and put the pumpkin in. What I did is I grabbed the wire, that is a 20 gauge wire. I poke it through the pumpkin because it is made of styrofoam, so it was super easy. Then I just attached it to the back, and I fluffed, and I kind of gave it like a skew kind of shape to it. And so the thing that we're gonna add next is going to be our character, which I love, you guys. He is so cute. Anyways, well, with this side, we're gonna turn it off, but I want to attach him right here on top of the pumpkin. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab a longer, thin wire like this, and I'm going to put around his neck. It's made out of fabric, so he's not gonna choke, I promise. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna put that to the side because I'm gonna put it on the back so we can turn it on and off. And then I'm gonna find a spot right here, and I'm going to go all the way back, weaving through the bows that we just made. And I think for this step I have to take him off of the stand, so I'm gonna take it off the stand and I'm gonna push all the way back. Then I'm gonna attach those two wires. Then I'm just gonna make sure that they're really tight like this, and then I'm just gonna hide them with a little bristle. So now that should hold our character on place, and we're gonna have to do some finessing right here. So he looks, look how cute that is, you guys. Oh my gosh, you're adorable. I cannot wait. Then the pack, we'll worry about it at the end. We wanna make sure, actually, let me show you real quick. The battery pack, what you want to do is you wanna bring it all the way to the back, like this, and just with a bristle, you wanna push it as far as you can to the middle. Just fold a few bristles, twist them, and that will hold your pack right here so you can turn it on and off. That's for anything that has a mechanic to it. All right, so far that's what it looks like. We're gonna do some finessing with the ribbon right here to bring it back out. We're gonna sit our owl on top of the, how adorable is this? That is so cute. All right, so the next step is gonna be to add some greenery, and I'll be right back. Keep watching. Okay, so before we add the greenery, what I wanna do is put the ribbons in, you guys, because that's what's going to really fill in our design. And I wanna combine these three ribbons. So I'm gonna go ahead and just free them from their packaging all at once so I can work with them. So I'm gonna put them right here, and I have this third one that I think it'd be so cute with all of this. You wanna have your statement ribbon, an accent ribbon, and then just something that is like, that will tie them all together. So I'm gonna start with this guy right here. So I'm gonna start, isn't this just absolutely gorgeous? I want a longer tail like that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bow. I wanna make a very substantial bow like this. We're gonna twirl, and then like this, and then twirl, and we're going to cut right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring this really pretty purple, and I'm gonna put it right on top, giving it about the same tail. Then I'm gonna do a loop like this. I'm gonna pinch, and then I'm gonna come back up and pinch. And then what I wanna do is making sure that the design or the polka dots are up, and then I'm gonna do another loop like this. And then I'm going to pinch, and then I'm going to cut right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna introduce my third ribbon, which will be this really pretty shiny orange glittered ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do another tail right here. It's kind of like a funky bow, but all at once. And what I like about this ribbon is because it has a beautiful lame back. So you can do the lame, which I think I will, and just let the glitter under it. And then I'm gonna do another right here. You have to start finessing right here. Then I'm gonna leave a tail, and I'm gonna grab one of my wires that I have already pre-cut. I'm gonna pull this back really tight, and I'm going to attach this guy right here. Well, first we might want to give it a little flap so all of the bows are showing beautifully like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna attach right at the base of my pumpkin, if I can find my wire right here. Okay, so I'm gonna add it right here, and I'm gonna go all the way back and then just attach those wires without letting go, because you wanna make sure that it's really tight so it doesn't come crashing down on your door or your customer's door. And how adorable is this? Look at that. Remember, we'll fluff those at the end. And I feel like because there's some black and white here and some purple here, we're gonna need the same up here somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna do single loops, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm gonna grab a smaller tail, and then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do just a cute little loop like this, and then I'm gonna twist like that, and I'm gonna cut right here at an angle. These tails, I don't want them to be so long because this is just an accent, okay? So you don't want them to be as long. And so I'm gonna start right here one more time, and then I'm gonna go down like this, pinch, gather, twist, and then we're gonna do yet another one right here. So I only have 2 of this, 1 of this, and I'm going to do only 1 of the orange as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this down and just do 1 loop right here, pinch it and gather it like this, and then I'm gonna do 1 loop like this, and then I'm gonna cut right here. I'm gonna grab a wire and go through all of these ribbons. You would think it's a tedious job, but it really is not. It's really entertaining. I just love making these swags for my clients because I can spend all day crafting, you guys. And see, all you have to do is just a little loop of black and white, a little loop of 2 loops of purple and 1 loop of orange, and it brings all of your colors up to the top. And so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna introduce this guy right here on the top, and I'm gonna take it off the stand to tie it because I need to go all the way back and make sure that it's very attached to my swag, and just twirl, 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 and then we're gonna put him back onto the stand. Onto the stand it goes. Okay, I need to find my, right here. How adorable is this? And then at the end, we'll probably finesse all of these ribbons just to make sure. So now, because I don't have anything on the sides and I want it to be cohesive, here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna get down and get my ribbon. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not gonna use this longer one. I'll tell you why. There is gonna be too much if I put a lot of it in. But what I will do is, I'm gonna grab this one right here. I'm gonna give it a fresh cut because that's not good. Then I'm gonna grab this guy right here, dump him on the floor, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a few loops. So I'm gonna just grab right here a little tail, it's about 2.5-inch tail, and I'm gonna go right here, okay? And I'm gonna go all the way in to make sure that it's attached like that. I'm gonna leave a tail like that, and then I'm gonna give it a big loop right here, pinch, and then we're going to attach one more time right here. And what that's going to do, that's going to unify all of the swag without having to have a lot of ribbon. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do one more big loop right here, and then I'm gonna attach right here. Making sure that I have some of these bristles to help me, and at this point it's getting really tight, but you have to find them to attach them, or you can use wire if you like. And you want to make sure that they are cohesive like this, so you might want to pull on the purple one like that. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some tails right here. I'm going to repeat on the other side and I'll be right back. Keep watching. Okay, so this is what we've done so far. We've added our deco mesh as a base, then we added the big bow right here, a small bow up on the top, and we added the loops right on the side to kind of fill it in. So now what I think I'll do at the end is I'm gonna add some tails of this ribbon to the side, just a few to finish it off, and so it goes all the way around. Remember, we don't want the big loops here because it will really saturate your design. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some greenery, and remember, I like to cut all of my greenery at once because that will help you save some time. So I'm gonna add some boxwood of 2 different kinds, and then at the end I'm gonna add some fall foliage that I think is going to throw this design over the top. And if you follow Ramon at home, you know that I like over the top. Actually, I'm gonna cut that as I go because it'll be easier to maneuver. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab my hot glue gun, and I'm gonna put my little dish. Here's a tip, you guys. If you work with a hot glue gun, if you have a ceramic dish that you can let your glue rest, your glue gun rest, that way you don't have spillage all over the place. and it's just gonna help you be more organized. So just add a little glue right here, and I'm gonna start right here on the top, and I'm gonna go all the way around. So I'm gonna add right here, and remember to do one type of greenery at a time, and then insert right here. You could also use a hot glue pen, but I'm finding out that I actually love working with my hot glue gun more than I thought, so I'm just gonna use the hot glue gun for now. I'm gonna add right there, and just be generous with your glue. This is Gorilla Glue, and you can find it at your local hardware store like Hobby Lobby or Home Depot. Even at Walmart, I've seen it before, and it's just the best. I really do like the Gorilla sticks. I buy them by the bundle to have, because I'm always crafting either for me or for my clients that I'm taking orders right now for fall. So I've been doing a lot of swag, so I just figured that I could show you a few of these designs. And remember to go all the way around, okay? So now I'm gonna switch to this guy right here, and we're gonna finish this other side. What happens on the left happens on the right. If you do one on the left, just move to the right right away, because that's what's gonna give your swag, your wreath, and everything else that you make a lot of balance. And what you're looking for is balance, I would say. Okay, and then also don't forget to go in and out. Like if you guys see right here on the back, and I'm gonna go in, because it looks more beautiful if you have some depth and dimension to your design. And the way you do that is going in and out. Like right here, I'm gonna open and I'm gonna go in. So that way it looks weaved in. And at this point, I think I'm just gonna add one to the bottom, even though you might not be able to see it, but you'll see it at the door when I hang it. I'm gonna add one right here, like that. I need a glue stick already. Now the thing about glue sticks is that you do go through a lot, but it's so worth it. I'm gonna put some to the side. You know that I like to put some to the side so I can design and finish the holes that are on my left. Okay, so I'm gonna cut two. Sure, I'm gonna cut them all, why not? I didn't want to because I didn't know if I was gonna use all of it, but I think at this point, since I just cut them all, I will use all of them. What I like about this particular foliage is because you can shorten it or you can make it longer. I'm gonna shorten it because I just wanna fill in. And I'm gonna add some glue right here. Smear it to your swag, and look at that. How cute is that? That's gonna add that full touch. And this one has a tag, so make sure you take that tag. You don't want your customer, you don't want it on your door with a whole bunch of tags on it. All right. And so now we're gonna start going to the sides. I'm gonna go to this side right here behind my little character. And then I'm gonna come back in with this one. Some of these ones have some berry bundles, and I just think they're super cute. I'm trying not to add a whole bunch of things to this swag, because I really do want these two to be my main characters. So I'm gonna be careful not to oversaturate it. However, I did want it some fallish, well, because Halloween is during the fall, so I figured that we could add some, but I'm not gonna add a lot of it. I'm gonna continue adding this fall foliage, and I'll be right back. Keep watching. All right, so the next step is going to be to add our big ornaments, and for that I'm going to wire them this time around because I thought it'd be easier and there'd be less glue spillage. If you're gonna glue ornaments, I really do recommend to put it on the table, because the weight of it will hold them down to where if I try to attach these ones right here, well, they're gonna continue to fall off. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put a little wire on them, and I'm gonna go through here, and I'm gonna pull my wire as close as I can to a bristle right here. And then I'm going to attach to that bristle like this. Now I do want to add a cluster of cute little orange ornaments right here. So I'm gonna add yet another one by adding one of these wires. Make sure that you wire this guy really good so it doesn't come crashing down. And I'm gonna go right here through the bow, and then I'm going to attach to my bristle. And look at that. That just adds two ornaments right here. I wanna add yet another one of the big ones on the bottom. So I'm gonna grab one of these wires, and I'm gonna put it through the little hole. Sometimes I need my glasses, you guys, to be able to see these wires. They're so tiny. So I'm gonna put this guy right here. I'm gonna turn it to me and I will turn it back to you in a second just so that I can see what I am doing. I'm gonna grab that bristle and just twist that wire really good. And for this cluster right here, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add a black one actually to kind of start adding some texture to my design. I'm gonna add yet another one right here. I'm gonna grab this bristle right here and I'm gonna twist really good. Now, I do think that you have to bring the same colors all throughout the swag. So I'm gonna bring yet another orange to the top. So I'm gonna put it over here and making sure that I put that wire really tight into my ornament, and then I'm going to attach right here. And to make it look cohesive, what I'm going to do, so I'm gonna add yet another black one up on the top. I love using Christmas ornaments for fall, for Halloween, for 4th of July, for Valentine's, for any celebration. You can use your ornaments because they're not just for Christmas. So I really do recommend to attach some of them. Look how cute these are. Well, if you know me, you know that I like to leave the best for last. And at this point, I kind of want to fluff all my ribbons, but I'm going to forget about them for now. So I'm going to grab some of this beautiful purple. Oh my gosh. Actually, I'm going to start with a black one. They're so beautiful. I'm going to start with this great one right here. And I want to cut them into pieces. So let me see. I want to do one. That's the beauty of this type of picks. You can always make more picks out of one. Look at that. I'm going to get 3 pieces out of one stem. So in total, I'm going to have 6. And you kind of have to know how many you can cut into, because that way, well, you can determine where you want to put them. You can balance your project better. So I'm going to have 6 pieces. All right. So I'm going to start with one that has 3, and I'm going to add it towards the top. So I'm going to add a lot of glue. And what I like about these ones is the stems is really thick. So that helps to really hang on to it. I'm going to go between right here. I'm just going to add 1 piece like that. Look how cute that is. And then I'm going to grab this guy right here. I'm going to come over to this side. We're going to go on a step zigzag motion to balance. So we added one facing this way. We're going to add one facing this way right here, making sure that the glue goes into our pine. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another one. Now I'm going to switch over to this side to balance. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. So I'm going to go right here, right behind my pumpkin. And so now I'm going to go over to this side. For this one, I want to grab one of 3 because this is kind of like our focal point. So I want to make sure that there's 3 so it really shows. I'm going to grab some glue. And then I'm going to go in right here under our bow, like that. Look how beautiful that is. And then I'm gonna end over on this side, like this, and I'm gonna glue over on this side. And so that gives us all the way down. And I'm gonna save these 2 towards the end to see where I might need them, a hole that I might need to fill in. So then I have these beautiful ones that are purple sequins. And out of this one, I'm gonna get 2, let's see, 1. I'm actually gonna get 3 as well. Now these are smaller, so you wanna make sure that you cut them properly so you can get the maximum out of your stem. This might be a little pricier, you guys, when you first see the whole stem, but the beauty of it is that you can always cut them into pieces and get more. Look, I have 3, but I think I'm gonna use only 2 to kind of do what I did with the other one and balance very well. And so I'm gonna start with this larger one right here. And what I love about these sequin ones is because you can bend them. They have a wire and they're just so beautiful. You have to give them some life like that. So I'm gonna add some glue right here. And so because this one I went that way, with this one I'm gonna go the opposite way. Right here, like that. And so because on this one I went this way, so now I'm gonna go over to this other side. I'm gonna save that one. And now without first giving them a shape, and add some glue. So I'm gonna go right behind my owl right here. Like that. Then I'm gonna grab another one. I'm gonna move over to this side right here now, right under the pumpkin. It's all about the balancing game, you guys. You can't balance if you just continue to do what happens to the left, happens to the right, and what goes up must come down. And so now I'm gonna have to go over to this side, and remember, this is the focal point. So I save some of the bigger foliages to go towards the focal point, so it really highlights that focal point. So I'm gonna go right here, like that, and look how beautiful. It's just accentuating the bow. I have a few more, let's see, and I have some of the little ones right here. So let's see, where do we wanna put some little ones? I think I'm gonna add one towards the bottom, and I'm gonna add it right here. You probably won't see it right now, but you'll see it later. And then I'm gonna add this one probably right here on the top. And I just like to play with them before I add them to my design. Are you guys learning something? I cannot wait for you guys to write a comment and tell me if you like these DIYs and if you're enjoying all of these beautiful fall DIYs and Halloween DIYs. All right, so far that's what it looks like. I'm gonna finessing and then I'll be right back to show you the next step. Okay, so now the next trick I'm gonna show you is how to add the rest of the black and white tick and stripe ribbon that I show you I was gonna add at the end. And for that, I'm gonna use some of the stems that I cut from the silver gray and then also the purple, and the rest of the stems I'm just gonna put it right here, and I'm gonna use some wire. Now, I don't think if I've ever shown you this trick. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut right here, and I wanna put a little wire through it, one of the wires that we're gonna use to attach our ornaments, and then you're gonna fold down and you're gonna basically gather it together like this. You're gonna pull really tight, and so you're gonna twist it around. Then what you're going to do is you're gonna grab one of these stems and you're gonna twist that into the stem like this, all the way down. Then we're gonna cut our stem a little shorter, so that's gonna give us a little pick with two tails. So now what you're going to do is you're gonna add some glue and add it all over. And what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go right here on the side, and I'm gonna pick a spot where I want some tails popping off, and then I'm gonna open them like this. And so that's gonna help us fill in with the black and white. I think I'm gonna do another one right here. So actually I'm gonna go one here and one going down. So I'm gonna do yet another one like this. I'll show you one more time. So I'm gonna put a little wire through it, or you can just pinch it first, grab your wire like this, go back up, grab your little stem, whatever stem you may have, and then swirl that around the stem. And I'm gonna cut right here. So I'm gonna add some glue, and that's just gonna give us something to attach to our swag. Let it run a little bit down. And then I'm gonna add right here, right under our pumpkin. And those are too long, so I'm just gonna cut a little bit shorter, like this. You wanna keep that shape of the swag, like that. See how that just gave us some black all the way throughout? So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So basically just fold in half, cut. This is a step that you have to wait till the end to do, because you wanna make sure that you know where you may want some ribbon, some extra ribbon. And since your customer, or since you already paid for all of this ribbon, might as well just go ahead and give it to them in the project. Or if you are anything like me, you probably save them for the next project. Well, that next project never comes. And so might as well just add it to your project, you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna add one right here. I'm gonna go over to this side to see where I put it. I'm gonna make sure that I put all the way in. I'm gonna cut him a little bit short, like this, and like this. And I'm gonna add one more right here. And I think we'll be done. So I'm gonna add this one. I'll hang it on the door and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I just wanna show you the end result on the door, and I wanna share with you some of the details, like the little owl, you guys. I'm so in love with it because it's standing on this beautiful pumpkin surrounded by ornaments and bows and ribbons, and it's just so beautiful. I do want to add real quick that I added some of these flyaways with the little ornaments. As you guys can see, they dangle on the wind, and they do create something that it just makes it a little bit more airier. You guys, I would not do a swag or wreath without the flyaways. And then also without some of these picks, like the leaves and the purple sequin leaves are just so beautiful. I really hope that you learned something with this wreath and that you would give it a try yourself. As you guys can see, creating a gorgeous statement on your front door this fall was super easy. All you have to do is follow these instructions and the steps, and you too can create something gorgeous for your door this year. And don't forget to answer the question of the day, which is, what is your favorite station of the year? I have to admit, mine is fall, and I cannot wait because it's just around the corner. I also want to take a second to thank the new members this week. Thank you, ladies, so much for joining. And don't forget to grab your badge by clicking on the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, and you can watch more videos right now. Until next time, bye.